Hey everyone, Jamie here, and today on this video we are going to talk about the emotional guidance system. What even is that? Glad I asked this rhetorical question for you. So, on my last video I kind of touched on this topic, and it was in relationship to how we can navigate our own internal system and what we have going on. This concept, these principles, this theory, this, I guess, ideology, this thought perspective that built the emotional guidance system, that is the emotional guidance system, has served me very well in terms of navigating this I don't know how I feel kind of pattern that I have had playing in my head, or the pattern of I don't know who I am, or I don't know how to feel better type of thing. So Abraham Hicks is the person who Esther Hicks is the channeler. Abraham is the perspective that she channels. And Abraham brought this to light in my life when talking about how so for me, let me backtrack. Have you ever had the thought or the question, like, why do we have emotions? Because I have. I've thought about, why do we feel good and why do we feel bad? What's the purpose? Why? Why do we have those responses? Why do we have these kind of change and fluctuations? And why do one day I feel okay about something and the next day it's not okay at all? And why is all of that? I've just always thought, what's the point of feeling good? And just like when we heal, why is our natural tendency to heal? Our body wants to heal. If we break a bone, its natural tendency is to realign. When there is disorder, the natural state, physics, is to find order. And when we are sick, we want to feel better. Why do we have that innate tendency towards this better? What is even that? And so that's really where my mind goes with all of this. And then, so it's okay, well, obviously that there's this natural pull towards feeling better, but then it's okay, how do we get there, and what justifies feeling better? What constitutes that? What does that look like for everyone and each individual situation? And that always looks different. So anyway, the emotional guidance system, I don't have it in front of me, but it essentially it lays out these emotions that help you walk from one emotion to the next. So it's starting in, let me see if I can pull this up. I'll pull it up and then we'll walk through this. But the other, this is a very similar idea to what I learned in my life coaching certification, which was the levels of energy and the levels of consciousness, and I'll actually teach about that one next video. Okay, I found it. So, here is kind of a rundown, and I will attach a link to what I'm looking at right now. But essentially, it's the emotional guidance scale, or the system, whatever. This one says scale. So it says there's an upward spiral and there's a downward spiral. And the downward spiral, you kind of it starts at where the breaking point. What that downward spiral is when you feel you could go up if you're feeling content, and up meaning towards joy, knowledge, freedom, love, appreciation, and down points towards fear, grief, depression, powerlessness, and victim. So that's kind of that scale. So so you can go up or you can spiral down, and each kind of spiral kind of broadens you and expands that experience. And that's kind of why I like this spiral, is when you expand into it. So let's say you kind of start at content. You're content. You could either go from content to like, this could be good, you go hopeful, or you can start at content and you can be like, oh, this is kind of boring. This is kind of boring. I'm kind of pessimistic about this. Because I'm pessimistic about this is kind of getting irritating and frustrated. Like, I'm frustrated, and wait a second, like, this isn't supposed to be how this is feeling. Like, I'm kind of like, I'm impatient right now. And then you go into, well, if I'm impatient, like, I'm kind of frustrated, well, I gotta, like, figure something out, and what do I do? Now I'm overwhelmed, okay? And then you kind of keep going, and then you're like, well, I'm overwhelmed, and how did I get here? Now I'm disappointed in myself, and you keep going down, and now you're at that point where, like, well, I'm disappointed, well, was I even supposed to do all of this? Was I even supposed to be here? Now I doubt myself. And then when I'm in a doubt, well, oh my gosh, well, how am I going to get out of this mess? Now I'm worrying. And then as you go, and then it's like, well, it's not my fault that I'm here. They did this to me. Like, I'm here because they didn't meet me on time. They didn't show up like they were going to, and now I'm blaming them. And now I'm discouraged because my relationship is falling apart. And now I'm angry because I'm here in this freaking mess. And now I'm gonna get back at them, and now I'm gonna get revenge. And then you just keep going, and then I hate them, and I'm enraged. And then you keep going, and then there's jealousy, insecurity, guilt, unworthiness, and boom. You're that expanded expression, full experience of fear, grief, depression, victim. I'm a victim. Okay? So see how it spiraled out of control. It just spirals. And it's scary how easy that kind of just naturally flows, right? Our brains are wired to naturally go down. It's just the way it is. Luckily, evolution, and I'm going to touch more on this, but Mastin Kipp talks a lot about evolution in our most recent upgrade, is the way that we turn on our nervous system and what part of the nervous system that we use. And I won't go into depth in that yet, but just know that you're naturally programmed to kind of fight or flight, which is where that kind of downward spiral comes in. But you do have the capabilities, and you do have the software, and you do have the technology, the mental capacity, the mental technology to start to go up. So if you're content, where do you lean? We all want to feel good. Don't know why. Maybe we'll answer that one day. But nonetheless, if you're sick, you want to feel better, right? So if you're in this anxious, you're in doubt, let's climb out of doubt. Let's try it. So if I'm in doubt, well, so I'm worried and I'm doubting my situation. I don't know if I should be in this relationship. Okay? Well, let's say, so the next level is disappointment. So if it's doubt, then we go up to, well, I didn't handle that fight in the best way that I possibly could. I'm kind of disappointed in myself. I wish that I shown up better. These are all the ways that I could show up better. That's kind of overwhelming. I could listen more. I could speak less, listen more, open up my ears, listen in a different way. Maybe I could listen to my body at the same time. Maybe I can communicate in a different way. Maybe I can journal, write. Maybe I need to express something else-wise. Maybe I just need to make the decision to go on a walk. But I have all these opportunities and I'm kind of overwhelmed. But I just want to pick one. I'm kind of impatient. I'm kind of irritated. I just want to pick one. So I'm just going to pick something that will help me in this situation. And I don't know if it works. I don't know if it'll work. I'm a little pessimistic about it. But I'm going to try it. I'm going to go on a walk and then we'll come back. Okay, I kind of feel reset. Now I'm a little bored-ish. I'm in a better place. I'm content. We can have this talk. I'm really hopeful that I'm gonna bring myself to the table, because I went out for a walk and I reset and I was able to breathe and I was able to reset this and I wasn't feeling like I was in fight or flight, and I'm calm. I'm in a much better place. I'm hopeful about this conversation, and I really think that we can bring something really great to the table, and I want to hear your side, and I also want to express mine, and I want this to be a cooperative experience. So let's talk about this fight. I really think that we can be in a better place this time. I'm optimistic. Okay, let's go up one positive expectation or belief. I believe that we can learn from this opportunity. I believe that we are not fighting just to keep us in a fight. I believe that we are here to grow through this. I have positive expectations that no matter what we talk about, no matter what our emotions are, we can talk through them and we will walk each other through this experience, and we can keep each other kind of in this it's okay to feel what you feel space. Let's keep that emotional resiliency open. Let's keep that space open. It's a good space. And then it's like, okay, well, this is fun. Like, we're able to like learn and have fun conversations about like hard emotions. Like, we both were feeling stuff, but we're in a good place energetically, and we're showing up in a place that says, hey, I can hear your truth, and here's my truth, and we're not so attached to the outcome, and we're not so attached to this being right. It's more about data collection and more about, that's interesting. I wonder why I did that. I wonder where that came from. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for being there. There's a song in Bob's Burgers. But, and then you're passionate, and then you're like, wow, like I didn't know that that's why I felt this. Now I'm learning about myself. Like, thank you so much for listening with me. Thank you so much for helping me. Like, I love working through this with you, and I love you, and I love learning about you, and I feel empowered by the space that we created, and I trust this space, this safe space that we created, and I appreciate it so much. And that takes us to the very top of the spiral, and we just work our way up. And so that, my friends, is the emotional guidance system. What's the point of emotions, and why do we have them? And the natural tendency is to feel better, so you're able to walk yourself out. Sometimes you need to take a nap. Sometimes you need to go ride it out. Sometimes you need to scream into a pillow. Sometimes you need to go talk to someone, or sometimes you need to cry. Sigh it out, just like my video a couple days ago. It's like that sigh. You're able to mentally transition from where am I, and where am I on this emotional guidance system, and which way do I want to go? Which way can I feel like I can allow myself to go? And how low do I want to go? Or how can I just let it be right now? Now I'm just going to go lay down. I'm going to go wrap up in a gravity blanket. I'm going to go meditate. I'm going to go listen to some music. I'm going to go on a run. I'm going to expel some energy. Like, it's all just energy wherever you're at. It's like how we use this energy. So we're mastering what our emotions are telling us. We're mastering our relationship to ourselves, and we're honoring what we feel, and there's no more skating around. There's no more making up excuses for someone else. There's no more of that, because it has nothing to do outside of us. Everything has to do with everything that we see is truly a reflection of how we feel about ourselves, and how deep we can go with ourselves is how deep we can experience the world. And I, for one, know that I have the potential for a lot of depth, and this is an expression of the depth of how much I love you, how much I care about you, and how much I care and honor about myself and what I have to say. And that's what I'm inviting you and inspiring you to do. Hopefully inspiring you to do. That is the spirit in you that I want to bring out. Is the spirit of self-mastery, is the spirit of playfulness, and this childlike nature that a lot of us, we had to grow up way too fast. We had to grow up way too fast, get way too serious, and disconnect from that emotional guidance system for many, many reasons. And that's what this channel is about, is digging into those reasons, finding resources, how to heal those reasons. Well, not heal those reasons, but how to heal our responses to those reasons. And I believe that the emotional guidance system is a huge, huge support tool in that journey. So, you know what I ask you to do. If you love someone and someone came to you in your mind while you were listening to this, you're like, wow, Sandy needs to hear this. Say, Sandy, I thought of you while I was listening to this. It really helped me. Here's how it helped me. kind of reflect, challenge yourself to express what you learned, get it down on paper and be like, Sandy, I'm so interested in hearing what you think about this and what it made you feel. This is what it made me think and feel. And I'm comfortable enough talking with you about this, and open up and let's develop these relationships. Let's self-master together. Let's just create this momentum of self-mastery that has nothing to do with what anyone does outside of us. If we're triggered, we go within, we look on this emotional system, we data collect, we collect the data from those emotions. What is this teaching me? Why am I experiencing this? And then we're able to take a nap, climb, wherever you are on that scale. You're either able to amplify, you can keep going up and you can amplify and deepen that experience, or if you're feeling low, how do you manage that too? It's all just self-mastery, self-management, emotional management, and emotional resiliency. And I love you. So share it with Sandy and everyone else who you feel, Derek, whoever, whatever, I don't even know why these names came to me, but share with them and let me know what everyone thinks in the comments, and let's help each other. And how has this helped you? Did this help you? Is there something better? Well, I want to know. Let's talk about this. So I love you. I'm here for you, and have fun learning about your emotions, because this is how you reconnect with who you are. This is how you overcome these doubts, these extreme doubts. This is how you get out of anxiety. This is how you can climb yourself out of any single negative emotion. But I say that not to skate by them. Collect the data that is important there, and love the part of you that feels it. And we'll talk about that on another video. But I love you. Thank you so much for listening.